Hello, I'm John, the sewing machine doctor. Been repairing sewing machines since '82, off and on. Got away from it for a little while, but I'm getting back into it now. Um, this is a 99K that I have for sale. It's a 1955 version. I've gone through and soaked everything that had tarnish on it in carburetor cleaner for like four to 6 hours. And then I've completely gone through the machine. It's got new rubber, bobbin rubber. It's got a new belt. Not a real sexy looking belt, but this is my preference. This is a lifetime belt. It's very quiet, very positive. The original one had a few stress cracks in it, so I wanted to replace it. I've gone completely through the top tension, and you can see right now that the slot in the tensioner base, or the core, is horizontal, which is what you want. It's set up for 3, and the spring, I've rewound that and set it up so that it operates accurately while you're sewing. It should be coming off the top so that when you thread the machine, it comes down through, back up, and pulls this down, as you can see. It'll end up down here at the very bottom. So this should be set up at 3, and then you match the bottom tension to match the top. So what you want when you're done is the thread loops to be equal, top and bottom. I had someone on YouTube ask me about sewing t-shirt type material. What this is a sleeve off one of my t-shirts. And it went through 4 layers, no problem, so I decided to try 8 layers. Still no skips, no problems. In fact, it pushed it down here so far that it looks like a quilt, kind of in a way. But you can see it does an excellent job on that. Right now these are stretch needles too, 9014 stretch needles. Not really the ultimate needle for cotton, which this is 100% cotton. And it would do probably even better with cotton needles, denim needles. The only difference is the ball points on them poke through the fabric easier than piercing it like the stretch needle. This particular machine, like I said, I've completely gone through it top and bottom. This is a new throat plate. I had to order one. Found it on eBay. That was really the only part that I needed replacing. Everything else is natural. I just redid it all. Redid the top tension. It had some issues. The pedal itself, I had to take that apart. It was only working half as good as it should be. Now it's working full potential. And didn't need any wiring. It shows you how good this machine's been taken care of. Usually when you find one in the cabinet too, the machine itself has been well taken care of. A lot of times you find a portable, somebody saved it out in the barn for 20 years and didn't use it, or it's in a basement, a wet basement somewhere. Most of the time when you find a machine that's in a cabinet, it's in better shape to begin with. So bear that in mind. This particular machine I've got, I'm going to let go with either denim or stretch needles, whatever you prefer. This one actually came with a Singer hem stitcher and some extra attachments. More attachments in here than I would ever use. You see also this machine is kind of a 3/4 length machine. Some are bigger. This one does everything. It's about the same size as a featherweight, a little bit bigger. But does it better. I like the way that bobbing drops in from the top. If you need to change it, you just push on this button and pop it out. These are metal bobbins, which I prefer. And then you wind the bobbin here, where the thread comes down through here and back to here and back up. You drop them in. It should be counterclockwise coming off the top in order to give you the right tension. And then when you close the slide plate, and close it, have the needle coming out that little hole in the top. That's what that's for. Also for adjusting the bottom tension. Actually, once you pull it completely open, you can get a small screwdriver in there and adjust your bottom tension without completely pulling all this apart, which is great. Make sure it's threaded correctly. I always like to run the thread down through one revolution, pull it back up before you start sewing, and then draw it all at the back. I've got about 6 to 8 inches up the back. You can see right here, this is on leather, and I used leather needles. Probably using leather needles. I don't even think I needed them for this, but I've got leather needles I could also provide with the sewing machine. This is 2 layers of chaps grade leather, motorcycle type chaps grade leather, and I just for the heck of it I sewed it on top of this piece of denim to show that it would go through both layers. I've only skipped just once right here. A lot of times it's because I'm slowing down or speeding up, and so throwing a different tension in the top, but sometimes we'll make it skip. But pretty amazing really for this machine. It's an older machine, they're heavy duty, they don't have a whole lot of moving parts, which makes them more reliable, and actually it's got a little bit more momentum to everything when it's punching through the material. I'll show you how quiet it sounds. I'm not sure how good this is set up camera wise so you can see what I'm doing. I just like to end up with everything back at the top, the needle and the lifter bar, before you start drawing off the material. Then draw it straight up the back so it pulls against the presser foot. And my scissors. There. Okay. I've got a cutter for the thread on the back of the pressure bar, but I prefer to use scissors. So we can cut everything off. You can see no skips. I was moving pretty fast on that. Matching my stitch length, it will back tack too. This is 8 layers of t-shirt material. Didn't skip a stitch, and it's got a stretch needle in it now, which isn't ideal for leather, but I'm going to try it anyway. Everything back at the top, like this, and needles all the way up. This lifter bar is already up, all the way up. Yep, didn't skip, not even once. Pretty amazing that these old machines, when they're properly set up, can handle everything you throw at it. But if you get a chance, check this out. I've got it locally for sale on Craigslist, because with a cabinet, I don't want to have to ship it with a cabinet on eBay. I could sell it without the cabinet, but then you're going to have to put it in a cabinet, because this particular machine will not set on top of the table and sew properly, because you can see the mechanism under here is going to rub against the table and make the machine want to walk around. You don't want that. Just got your table. So I'm going to make this video short, because 5 minutes of YouTube time translates to about 6 hours of download time, it seems. Thanks for watching. Good luck with that machine. Hope you buy it. You'll have great luck with this machine.